Hi, welcome back everyone. I'm Dale Howarth, the curator and organizer of TEDxLukelyBrook. I am so pleased today to have Kim with us. Kim, I've known you for a while. I was thinking back and we were talking before we started working on this interview when we first met. I think it was in London maybe 10 years or so ago. You thought maybe the British Library?
Maybe. I've been around for a while, Dale.
Yeah, and it made an impression on me. And then I know we met up again at the business travel show, which you were speaking at as I was. So we've certainly stayed well connected over the years. And I was so pleased when I could sort of reach out to you and ask you to join us on stage at TEDxLukelyBrook when we get around to March next year. I appreciate most of the people watching this won't know you maybe particularly well unless they've had the opportunity to see you before. So just be good maybe if you just touch on a little bit about your background and
Sure.
some of the things you've been up to.
Sure, absolutely. It's a pleasure. My career started many, many years ago, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, as I say. And I started off working in television and radio in New York City, working for some of the biggest stations out there and working my way up, and ultimately went on to go work for MasterCard on their priceless campaign, which some of your middle-aged, I won't say older, audience might recall that campaign, and Avon and a couple of other big corporations. And ultimately in 2004, moved to the UK, which was a lifelong dream for me to do, and moved to London and started my own company, which is called Sarsaparilla Marketing. And I basically built that company up to help businesses with their marketing, with their media, with their communications, but more importantly, to merge the arts with business and use my experience within the arts and the media to help businesses grow and increase their profits and their productivity so that they can do whatever it is they want to achieve.
Yeah, and through what's been quite an illustrious career, not just in terms of your consulting work, but as a writer and certainly a lot of the TV work that you do. There must be some memorable moments in there, things that
yeah,
you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. I think one of the most popular stories that I tell people is how things started. So I started my career, I'd say, when I was about 14, 15 years old. And I know that seems a bit young, but I walked into the journalism room at my high school, and I had seen that our teacher, Tina Lane, the journalism teacher there, had done an interview with a little actress that you might have heard of called Julia Roberts. Wow. And this was just after Pretty Woman had been out. And I said, do we really do an interview with Julia Roberts? She said, yes. I said, how did we, a little small high school newspaper, manage to get an interview with such a big star, such a huge superstar? And I never forgot what she told me. It's what started my whole career. She said, you can reach anyone, anywhere, with 7 phone calls and knowing the right thing to say. So I'm going to repeat that because that's really important. You can reach anyone, anywhere with 7 phone calls and knowing the right thing to say. So I went back to my teenager's bedroom, looked at the walls, thought, who do I want to meet? And at that time, my walls were covered with a nice little tennis player named Andre Agassi. So I made a couple of phone calls, and next thing you know, I found myself meeting my idol. And I thought, hey, this was easier than I thought. And for a teenager with no money, no car, we didn't have computers and cell phones back then. It was literally just a phone that went on a wire to your wall. I thought, if I can do it at that age, like, what else could I possibly do? And that really launched me into my media role, where, instead of going to parties and being the really cool kid who got to be popular and go to all the parties, I was making these phone calls and meeting with all the 80s pop icons that I will know, and 90s pop icons that we're not going to repeat necessarily all of them for you, Dale, here, but they might be a bit too embarrassing at this point. But I'll stick with Andre, and that was the start of it. And wow. That launched me into a career of getting to the lovely benefit of getting to work with a lot of wonderful A-list celebrities and people like Beyoncé and Marc Jacobs and all sorts. So it's been fantastic. It was a really wonderful lesson.
Yeah, great stories. And I'm sure everyone coming to TEDxLukelyBrook, and when they get in the conversation area, I'm sure they'll be chatting to you and getting more and more of those stories from you as well.
Absolutely.
And where are you currently? Because you're not in the UK at the moment, are you?
I am in New York. No, I'm not. I'm not in the UK at the moment. I've escaped for a little bit of sun here in New York. It's cold. I think we're going to get some snow here today, but it is lovely. I'm up in the woods with the bears, just outside of Manhattan. So
lovely. And of course, you're flying over. You're coming back to join us in March, and you're going to give a great talk. I know something really close to you, and you've already alluded a little bit on that. How the arts can help you achieve anything. Can you just expand a little bit on some of what you'll be touching on without giving too much away?
Yeah, of course. So what we do, as I mentioned earlier with Sarsaparilla, is, when I first started, I really wanted to become a Broadway performer. So I had my training, not just in business, but I also got multiple degrees. Now I'm just bragging to you, Dale, just bragging. I got multiple degrees in theater, the performing arts, and music. And my dream was to become a Broadway performer. But unfortunately, this was back in a time where everybody could smoke, and I'm highly allergic to smoking. So I thought, I need to go back into the music business area of things and not so much put myself out there as a performer. But the lessons that I learned as a performer were so critical to my success in business. And over the years, what I have done is, it started off just subconsciously of incorporating those elements into the way we teach and the way we consult at Sarsaparilla. But ultimately, I started realizing that there's more to this, and I started creating my own methods for incorporating those arts and performance skills. I mean, they're totally transferable skills. But I think this talk is more about the idea of, it's one thing to observe and get the benefit of observing the arts. And when I say the arts, I mean music, theater, dance, film, all of those kind of things, writing. But it's another thing to start learning those skills, even if you're horrible at it, even if you're really bad at it, right? Like you're the worst dancer, you got 2 left feet. There's something about going through the motions of the learning and the experience that really adds value to your chances of success. It drastically increases your chances of success. And that's where I'm focusing this talk, so that people can have a bit of fun while they're learning, entertaining while educating, basically. And so hopefully the people who come along and the people who watch at home are going to really enjoy the talk and learn something while having a bit of fun.
Brilliant. And what drew you to wanting to take the stage and give your TED talk at TEDxLukelyBrook? Obviously, you're a busy lady, very popular speaker. You're not short of engagements to be going to. So what was it about this event that really wanted you to get involved?
Well, there's 2 things, Dale. One is, of course, you, because you're so fabulous. I'd do anything for you.
Thank you.
And the second is, of course, it's a huge honor to be asked to do a TED Talk. And I cannot say how grateful I am for the opportunity. So it's me who should be thanking you and, saying thank you for this amazing opportunity, because I can't wait. I can't wait to sit on the,
I'm sure
on the red stage.
They'll be thanking you very much after they've seen you present. So if people want to know a little bit more about you, connect with you, what's the best ways of doing that? How can they get in touch?
Sure. So if they're a business looking for some consulting and training, as we've discussed a little bit here, they can go to the website sarsaparillamarketing.com. It's a bit of a funny spelling. It's SARSAPARILLA marketing. I'm sure you'll have a link. But if they want to learn a little bit more about me in general and all the other things I'm doing, keynote talks and media work that I'm still doing, they can go to KimDavis, KimDavis.co.uk. So that's KimDavis.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So really looking forward to it. It'd be great to see you when we get round to the event in March. I know we'll talk many times between now and then. I know there'll be some exciting announcements maybe nearer the time, but we won't touch on any of that now. But people just watch out for that. Keep people hanging. Once again, thanks so much, Kim, for your time.
Thank you.
So looking forward to seeing you when you come over in March. And I know it will be an outstanding talk and certainly a highlight of the whole event when we get to TEDxLukelyBrook on March the 2nd, 2022. So thanks again.
Thank you, Dale. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.